What's up guys, it's Average Joel making average content for the average viewer, and we finally have some really good news about Battlefield 2029. I mean Battlefield 2042. We finally have an update scheduled for tomorrow that is going to bring so many fixes that will make this game so much more fun to play. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to say that we're absolutely smashing my subscriber goal of 20,000 subscribers by Christmas. We are only 150 away, so if you are yet to subscribe and you enjoy this content, then please make my day and slap that big red button like it just called you daddy. Okay, I don't want to make this a super long video, I just want to get the facts out to you and my opinions will come at the end. So yesterday evening, Battlefield tweeted out the Battlefield briefing, launch update and the road ahead summary. This is basically a 5,000 word essay that contains all of the things that they are aware of that are broken and the things that they're going to fix in two updates. The next two updates are coming extremely fast, one of them being tomorrow and the other one coming early December, which if I was to hazard a guess, I'm not a betting man, I would almost guarantee that it would be coming next Thursday, considering that we have had an update every Thursday since the game is released. So in tomorrow's update, we are going to have some awesome changes that I really think are going to shake up the meta of Battlefield 2042 and make the game that much more enjoyable for all of us to play. So just quickly, these are the notes of the update that is coming out tomorrow. Reduce spread globally when zoomed and moving. Improved stationary zoomed accuracy for many weapons. Spread now decreases faster and earlier when pacing shots. This means more success with single fire and short bursts. And I really don't want to understate my excitement here, increased PP29 vertical recoil to ensure that the weapon does not overperform when engaging outside of its intended combat range. Can I get a hallelujah? Jesus Christ, this gun has been absolutely shredding me non-stop for about a week and a half now, and I've tried so very hard to use other weapons and try and experience everything that this game has to offer, but as you can probably see in the gameplay in the background, sometimes if you can't beat them, join them, and I have been shredding with the PP29 because ultimately it is better than every single gun. Now, what I think that these specific updates are going to change within the meta is not only the PP29 going to become weaker and is getting hopefully quite a considerable nerf, but on top of that, the more medium range guns, the assault rifles within the game, are getting a significant buff. This means that you will be able to finally engage targets at a medium distance with anything other than a DMR or a PP29. Finally, we will be able to use guns like the AK and the M5A3 at the intended range, meaning that the engagements within Battlefield 2042 are going to become so much more diverse and so much more enjoyable. Now, I do just want to highlight something else that they wrote in this post. They specifically mentioned the AK-24, and they said, "We have observed that on many weapons, predominantly the assault rifles like the AK-24, the spread tends to be too high, especially while moving zoomed, which causes problematic engagements in the average combat distances of our maps. Weapons miss more often than they really should, which makes for an unsatisfying experience and can feel unfair when you have done all you could to nicely align your shots. We have made a series of adjustments to many of the weapons that aim to greatly reduce the impact of spread on the shooting experience." To me, this says one of two things. First of all, it says that they are actually listening to us. They are listening to our feedback and all of the constructive criticism that we as a community are giving DICE. It means that they are taking on board what we are saying and actively making quick changes to the game. Look, I am not going to shill for Battlefield 2042, and to be fair, I think that the state that it is released in is less than ideal, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying this game to someone in its current state. I myself am having an extreme amount of fun, but 90% of that probably comes down to the fact that I'm making content on it as well. For the average person who perhaps only has £60 to £120 to spend on a game a year, at the moment I'd just feel a bit bad if I was pushing this game on them. But with updates like this and communication like this, going forward, this really does excite me because it means that not only are they listening to us, but they are willing to act on things fast. Now, in tomorrow's update, there are a few more things that I really do think are welcomed as well, and I'll read them too. Improved soldier revives, addressing unable to revive when a soldier dies close to an object or wall. This means that you will be able to get revived so much more, which means that people will choose Falk a lot more, which means that people will be choosing Sundance a lot less, again again shaking up the meta. Next, they are doing vehicle balancing on the LCAA Hovercraft and the MD514 Nightbird. Basically, what they're going to be doing with the Hovercraft is they're going to reduce that puppy's health, which means that hopefully, finally, if you do manage to land a recoilless M5, you'll be able to actually, kill it. At the moment, it takes so much damage to destroy one of these pesky little motherfuckers that it's almost damn near impossible. But hopefully after tomorrow's update, we'll see a significant decrease in the use of hovercrafts, and therefore they will become so much less frustrating, and the infantry experience of Battlefield 2042 will finally start to see some major improvements. And next, they finally say dispersion has been reduced for all weapons except shotguns, which results in more consistent bullet spread during gameplay. Now, in my video that I said about bullet spread, I had a lot of people saying I called it bloom, I called it spread, all of these things are wrong. And I did notice on Twitter earlier that the official name is RWD, I believe, which stands for random weapon deviation or something like that. So I mean, even the devs can't decide what they're going to call it, because I've in this post alone seen them call it dispersion, bloom or spread. But the main takeaway from this, the main point that I want to hammer home, is it's finally getting put back to where it should be within the game. Let's be honest, spread has been in pretty much every Battlefield game up to date, but it has never been this bad, and because of that, half the weapons in the game have become virtually unusable. The meta for Battlefield 2042 after tomorrow is going to change so dramatically, and I'm seriously so excited to see what this update brings and how it changes the game. Now, within this blog post there are more details of another update that is coming probably next week or the week after. I don't want to go too far into that in this video. I'll save that for another one so as not to overload you with a plethora of information. However, I would suggest following the official Battlefield page over on Twitter, and if not, maybe just follow me on Twitter, because I pretty much retweet everything they put, and I put my thoughts about the game onto Twitter almost as soon as they pop into my head. So yeah, if you do like this sort of content and you want to have more of a personal relationship with me, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Now, for those of you who have watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I love to see who sticks around until the end. So if you're still here, I'd like you to let me know by answering this question down in the comments. If you had to choose between listening to Justin Bieber or Miley Cyrus, how would you cut off your ears? Anyway, that's it for me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.